Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to show y'all how to make an easy, delicious Mississippi mud cake. And it is good, y'all. It's gooey and it is yum. All right, y'all, so I'm going to show you guys how to do a Mississippi mud cake. Okay, so this is already baked ahead of time. I did two boxes of chewy fudge brownie mix, okay? And this is just regular, whatever brand you want. And this is a 13 by 9 size. I do 2 of these in a 9 by 13 pan because I want the brownies to be kind of thick. I don't want them thin. So you just bake these according to the directions. I didn't do anything different. I did 2 boxes of chewy fudge brownie mix in a 9 by 13 pan. I baked them according to directions. Also, be careful. Do not, for a Mississippi mud, you want to make sure you don't over bake your brownies. You want them still kind of gooey in the middle, okay? And I only baked them about 20 minutes and they're still a little gooey in the middle, but that's what you want because this is a Mississippi mud cake. Now this is hot. This is still hot. So you're going to top it with some chocolate chips. You can do milk chocolate or semi-sweet. And I'm going to top it with some mini marshmallows. I'm going to stick it right back in the oven on the broiler just for a little bit to melt the top of the marshmallows, okay? And these chocolate chips and there's going to be another layer of chocolate we're going to put on top. We're going to do a chocolate buttercream frosting after the cake is cooled a little bit. Then we're going to put a frosting on top, okay? So I just you put how many you want. I just eyeballed it. You don't have to cover it completely in chips, and these are going to melt. And you want to do mini marshmallows. Now this is a favorite cake. This is one of those cakes that I have made for years for church stuff, you know, like something you want to throw together. Something you don't have to worry about melting if you're going to have an outdoor picnic or something, because when it's warm, it's good. So you don't have to worry about it melting and all that stuff. And it's all in one pan. That's another good thing that I like. So you want to put these little you want to make sure you use mini marshmallows, okay? And you want to cover the top of the cake pretty much entirely, okay? And spread it out like that. And these are going to, now I baked, like I said, I baked these brownies according to the directions on the box. So these are covered pretty much all on top, okay? Now I got my oven on broil, the top broiler on, and I'm going to just stick this in the oven just long enough for these marshmallows to melt and get a little toasty, but you don't want them like super brown or burnt, okay? And then I'll let it cool a little bit, and then we come back, I'll show you how I make the buttercream frosting to go on top. So as you can see, it's just lightly toasted and melted, which is all good. And it's cooled off slightly, so we're going to get started on the chocolate buttercream that's going to go on top. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a stick of unsalted softened butter, and I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of Crisco to that buttercream with the stick of unsalted butter. And so I'm going to add powdered sugar. Well, hold it first of all. Let me put my paddle on. I'm going to put my paddle on. I got ahead of myself. So I've got to beat the butter and the Crisco. I'm just going to cream it together until it's lighter in color and fluffy, which is going to take about 3 minutes. So I'm sorry, I thought I had my video on, but I didn't. But anyway, I I beat the butter till it's fluffy, and I added about 2 cups of powdered sugar in there. So that's what it's doing right now. So yeah, I thought I had my video. I'm sorry I didn't, but it's okay. So that's about 2 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm definitely going to add probably about 2 more. But I am going to drizzle in just a little bit, see that, of heavy cream. Now, my chocolate buttercream is basically just a stick of butter, 2 tablespoons of Crisco, vegetable shortening, and enough powdered sugar to make it the consistency that I like. It varies. Sometimes the powdered sugar can be a little more, sometimes be a little less. I don't know. It's just, I've never really done a written recipe for my frosting. So I'm just going to beat that a little bit. Now I'm going to scrape down the sides. The sides a little. So I'm going to add in some vanilla. So it's about, you want a good amount for frosting. So it's about probably a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. And you're going to put your cocoa in. This is Hershey's baking cocoa. This is not Nestle Quick. This is real Hershey's cocoa, okay? And I want to do about 3 heaping tablespoons there. I'm going to put it on low and blend it. Drizzle a little more cream. Now I use heavy cream. And I am going to add more powdered sugar in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to give let the frosting let the cocoa get in there. Which it is. I always make a mess, so I always get something on the side, but it's okay. Now I'm going to add some more powdered sugar. Now I scraped down the sides again, so here goes some more sugar. And it's only going to need just a couple more cups. So this give you a little idea. This is a 2-pound bag, and I've used about half of that bag. So that gives you a little idea of how much to use. But with frosting, I mean, you can add more butter, you can add more sugar, you can make more and more and more. It just, as long as you got the right combination of ingredients, you really don't have to have exact measurements. I mean, I've always just made as much as I need. If that makes sense. So I want to drizzle in a little more cream. We'll need a little more. And like I said, if you put in a little too much cream and it's too runny, just add a little more powdered sugar so you get the consistency that you want. This is going to need a little more. We'll turn up the speed. I'm just going to let that beat a minute till it's fluffy, and I'm going to check the consistency. So this is very thick. It's a little too thick. So I'm definitely going to add more cream because I want it a little more spreadable. Because when I spread it on top of my cake, I don't want it to tear up my marshmallow topping. So I'm going to add more cream. Now, if you don't have cream, you can use whole milk. But I don't recommend when you're making frosting to use anything less than whole milk. Use whole milk, half and half, or heavy cream when you're doing frosting. Because you want it creamy, you want it good. And I can just tell by the looks of that, I want it a little more creamier. let it go about a minute. All right, y'all, so the frosting is done and it's ready to put on the cake. Cake is ready to be frosted. So this is cooled down. It's not completely cool. It's still a tad warm, which is okay. It's okay if the frosting melts a little and runs down, because it's all, when it comes to room temperature, it's all going to be good, and you want it all gooey and all that good stuff. So that's the purpose of this cake. So I'm going to put the frosting on, and look at that, y'all. Good old fluffy chocolate buttercream frosting. So I'm just going to, what I do, I just dollop it on different spots of the cake, make it a little easier to spread. And just do like that. And when I make cakes, I put frosting on them, y'all. I can't stand to get a cake. I mean, I just don't. If you're going to make a cake, put frosting on it. I can't stand a cake with not a lot of frosting. That's just me. I mean, I want a good healthy ratio when it comes to cakes, but I can't stand a cake that's skimpy on its frosting. So, like, what's the purpose of having cake if you're gonna have frosting? So, what I do, like one of these offset spatulas. This is like a Wilton. This is like in with my cake baking stuff, and just start in the middle and spread it. That way you don't want to tear up your marshmallows. And I just spread it. I start from the middle and just start going out. That way. And spread to the edges. Go all the way. And this is so good, y'all, with that brownie cake. And if you don't have brownies, I just want to give y'all a few little tips here. You can most certainly use a cake mix. You can use like a dark cake mix, dark chocolate cake mix, or a devil's food, but I prefer brownies because I think brownies are just chewier and gooier. But if you don't have brownies, you can do a cake mix. But just same with the cake mix, make sure your cake is not over baked. I'm just gonna go all the way to the edges with this, and that is it. That is it. So this is a simple cake, really. And it, like I said, it's perfect for summer. If you got outside, like an outside picnic or something, you don't have to worry about it like totally melting. I mean, it's got buttercream, but that's the reason I put a little bit of Crisco in with the buttercream, with the butter, because Crisco kind of holds up better a little more toward heat when it comes to frostings. I don't always put Crisco in my frosting. Sometimes I just do all butter, but I like to add some Crisco sometimes to my frostings because it does help it hold up a little better. And this is just, that's it. This old pan, look at my old pan. This is, it's beat up and scraped up, but that's one of them good ones. But that's it. That's a 9x13 cake pan. And so I want to recap. So you just need 2 boxes of fudge brownie mix. I use the 13x9 boxes. I just baked them according to directions. And you want to make sure you don't over bake your brownies. You want them still a little gooey, okay? And when those brownies come out and they're still hot, you want to top it with some chocolate chips while it's still hot, then some mini marshmallows. Stick it in the oven on the broiler, under the broiler, and let the marshmallows just toast a little bit and get brown. Don't over brown them, okay? And when that comes out, let it cool slightly to about room temperature, and then you're going to put the frosting on. And another trick, if you don't want to make homemade buttercream like I did, this is good. If you want to do a canned frosting, you can buy canned frosting. Actually, I think Betty Crocker makes a buttercream frosting that's in a little, that's in the little tub. That's actually pretty good, but I'm not a big fan frostings. I like to make my own frostings. But if you don't want to make your own frosting, you can top it with some canned frosting too. So it would still work. Doesn't matter. But anyway, it's going to be good. So it's just delicious, y'all. So there you go. So, and when we come back a little later, we'll have a taste test, okay? All right, guys, so I cut a piece here and to show you all what it looks like. See, look at that. You can see the layers there, the brownie, the marshmallow, and we'll take a good bite. And see, that's what you want. You want that gooiness there. There's the brownie. My Lord. This is good. Now you can add nuts to this if you wanted. You can add nuts. If you're going to add nuts, I would add nuts when you do the chocolate chips on the cake. You're going to sprinkle some pecans on there or walnuts. Then do your marshmallows. If you wanted to add nuts in here, you could. But look at that. See, there's your gooey layer. And the brownie is perfect. It's not overdone. It's good. So it'll be good. This will be good with some milk, some coffee, whatever you want, some iced tea. But it's good. And it's quick and it's easy. Everybody's going to think you fussed over it too, but you just keep that secret. So anyway, so there you go, guys. There's a Mississippi mud cake for y'all. It's been a family favorite of ours for a long time. Wanted to make it for you guys. So if you make it, let me know. If you watch this, drop a 1 and tell me hi and let me know you've watched it. Just say replay. And as always, thank you guys for liking my page and for sharing my videos. I appreciate that, and for following. So make sure you like my page and you follow and you share. And that helps me out, and I'm very appreciative of that, guys. So, all right, y'all. So there you go, a Mississippi mud cake just for you guys. Well, thank you for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where it's nothing fancy, y'all. It's just some good eating.